Well guys, straight to the point about what is this video about. This is about installing Seafirst hydraulic steering system on this Mercury EFI 50 Mercury outboard. I didn't find that information anywhere in the internet. It was for Honda or some other outboard about the Seafirst hydraulic system, not on the Mercury. I've been searching for different types of system like based and other in the US made. This one is South Korea, and yeah, I contacted support and we discussed about what is needed for the Mercury, and they told you need this part, and then you need this part, and then this part, and this the next part. Yeah guys, well, and when I researched about Seafirst, it looked to me that, well, everything is in package and going straight to my motor. I will show you now. Yeah, so they say here for this system that Mercury from 50 horsepower, except the old 4-stroke, and mine is not old, will fit. So I was thinking, okay, that's good. Then I just buy this set and that's it. As I understood, it's all about the right plate, shape, spacing, everything. It's less about the cylinder capacity. Of course it does matter, but the most important part is about like that nothing interfere with the outboard, with the transom when you install it. So it's mostly about the right plate and spacing and everything, as I understood this. So, and we are trying to fit it now. They have the system, so this is like up to 150, and you can see from 50 Mercury is fine. They had the system up to 300 horsepower, which also include my Mercury, and they have the system up to 100. Why I selected this one? Because the key point was that my old mechanical steering had 16mm shaft here. I measured and it was 16, and this system up to 150, this model, particular model, has also this shaft 16mm, and up to 300 it has more, if I remember right, 20mm. That's why I decided to go with that one, and now we are going to check if it fits. I already put it, you will see now in the video, but we are going to check how good it fits here. So, and we are following instruction, and instruction by the first point says that you should center the rod by removing protective cups, and you should make 129.5mm here. So I have done this. I removed the cup, I removed this from here, and I centered this by doing 129.5 from each end. Yeah. I think I will put it back again after that. Oops. Yeah, I will do this. So the second point will be centralize the outboard. Yeah, I will do this now. And next, for the Mercury, you should put this arm, or is it plate? Yeah, plate. You should put on the top, and the bolt should go from the upper position. Yeah, you can see, because in this case you put the plate under steering plate. They call it steering arm. Yeah, so for the Mercury you put it on the top of the steering arm. By the way, centering of the outboard now doesn't make sense for me because it's like, yeah, you understand. Okay, in Mercury this steering plate actually has a thread, so the bolt is going to the thread. There are 3 holes and you put it in the middle. It says the instruction shows this, so I just follow instruction. So the bolt, the washer, then you put it to the thread, and then you fix this with the washer and this nut. So I will just do this and let's see soon if it fits. Well guys, as you have seen, it's a kind of challenge to put the nut from there, but I think if I would just move the outboard like here, then I can do this. Yeah, so as you can see, it doesn't make sense to centralize the outboard in the beginning of this job. So, and by the way, yeah, because the Mercury has a thread there, that's why we go by the bolt from the top, because it should fit the thread, so not the opposite direction. And you can tighten this bolt because it doesn't affect the movement. There is a kind of, how could I call this, not washer or something like that, that allows this cylinder to move in that direction. Yeah, so now I should just tighten this nut. So guys, actually it's not so convenient to put this nut. I'm trying to do this now. And meanwhile, let's talk about sponsors of this video. No, actually sponsors. But if you want show power failure notifications, you can see eye socket. Yeah, eye socket do exactly this, so you can be notified when power fails, when show power fails or power to your board. And yeah, you will get notification by text, voice, WhatsApp, email. Really awesome solution. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done with this nut. Yeah. So I have checked that I didn't lost by doing so many movements here. This dimension 129.5. Yeah, I didn't lost. It's here and here is all the same. I'm not sure why would I need to set the outboard centered in the second step, because it's so many movements now. So let's go just on the next step. The next point is about the support rod and the installation manual. Yeah, installation, yeah, right. Say that just grease this and put it there, but actually this rod consists of 2 parts. Why? Because if you don't have enough space here to put the full rod, you just can put a half and then another half from there and connect them. Isn't it smart? I think it's the same smart like eye socket for power failure notifications. So, and yeah, it was a little bit advertised. And then there was a separate manual that says that apply thread locker, and actually I can see that the thread locker, I think kind of Loctite, is already here. Guys, I really don't know if that is fine that it's applied here in advance and is drying now. I have no idea how it works, so tell me in comments please. It's not just for views, it's really I want to know. So I don't apply any extra here, but that's what they say in the additional piece of paper. And then caution, Caution, remove oil or water on thread. I don't have any water or oil there, so I don't need to remove anything. Because I have enough space, I will connect them all together, both together now. And it says what moment you should apply on the toggle wrench. I don't know, KGFS, I have Newton, I know Newtons, I don't know what this means, but let's see. So, and then I just execute the point, execute. Yeah, I will just do what says here, grease. I will grease with marine grease and put this rod there, and then we go on the next point. Well, actually, it has happened that I don't have enough space here to put the full rod, so I again divided this by 2 halves. But look at this. It says support rod right. Okay, right, yeah? So thread, male, female for the left, yeah, here. But now, let's go on the instruction manual, and we have, I think it's male thread here. On the opposite side. Yeah, I don't know what Koreans guys meant, but to me it actually doesn't matter which one side. So let's just follow this instruction. Steering systems. Well guys, about this rod, yeah, it's not convenient actually to do this alone, because you need to hold the wrench here or on another side, and then you need to hug your outboard, yeah, you can see this, and with help of the second wrench tight it there. Yeah, I was able to do this without any girl's help. Yeah, but anyway, so about greasing, yeah, well, I didn't grease too much, but as you know, if you know, we have this input for greasing that you should do on the early basis. But if I understand correctly, in this system, instead of mechanical that I had before, in the mechanical we have this motion constantly, I think so, I believe so. I don't remember, but I think so. But here it looks like we will have a motion of the cylinder, and this will be steady. So in my opinion, greasing there, it's not that critical. We'll see. The next step. Anyway, I want to mention about their up to 300 or 350 system, where this shaft or rod is, if I remember right, 20 millimeters instead of 16 that I have here, and it says that it also fits 50 horsepower Mercury outboard. I don't know how, because 16 here is the maximum. So if this would be 20, I don't know how it fits. That's quite an interesting point. So I think that's this system is the right one for this outboard. Now we will go to the next point and let's see if there is no other interference. Look guys, together with this washer's nut and everything, spacing nuts, we have that small instruction that says about this cut bores that looks like just some kind of junk or packaging material. No, they are rod protector together with this tape, and it says here that you should wear rod protectors on a cylinder. Cylinder there maybe. Okay, your English is not native and you still teaching Koreans to speak English. Well, so guys, this information is not in the main user manual, installation manual, but I think I will do what they say. I will put this here on the rod protection and tape it. I don't know why would I need to do this, but the user manual say this. A separate manual says this, and I will do this. The next point 5 is about insert the adjustment nut 5 we see here, but the only part which can be called adjustment nut from this set is this one. All other just a kind of spacing washers. So that's we are going to fit on the left until it comes into contact with the stop nut which is there on the outboard. And then it's funny, I don't understand Koreans, or well, maybe something wrong with my English, but they say insert the right and left arm, these black parts. If you don't remember, you will see them soon. And they say then position the washers between tittle tube and the arm. How I can do then if I already inserted them? That's quite interesting part. I don't know how, but the point is then later, then if we have a gap more than 1 millimeters here between the arm and this adjustment nut and another part, then we have to use some space ring kit, something from that one to make the space correct, and correct space when we go through all this point will be to have 1 mm tolerance for easy tilting of the motor outboard. That's the point of our next journey. So let's see. Well guys, I been thinking about all these parts of the user manual and trying to understand them, and that's how I understood them about D1, D2. So that's now the important moment when you put your outboard centered, when this distance is the same as the distance there. So then the thread will begin here and here. So yeah, and I believe that's now the moment when you can measure the distance here, the D1 distance. It should be not between this knot and this surface, but between this thread. Yeah, at least that's how I understood the user manual. So we have 11 here, and then the D2, again this space is the same as there. The knot is here and the knot goes here, and that space we have about 23 millimeters. So we have to use 23. I think they don't even have it there, but we have to use 11 here, or actually they asked to have 1 millimeter gap, so we have to use 10 here. So and they have this space at 10 millimeter exactly included, but they also tell about using the stainless steel washer that must be positioned towards the tittle tube, so somewhere here, and they tell about 1 millimeters gap that we should have, and the washer is probably more than even 1 millimeter, but I think that's the fine set to use right over there, and that's what we are going to use, and then we'll look on another side. So I removed this arm, and then as it said in the manual, we have to set this washer, then this spacing, which is 10 millimeters. But here guys, it's quite important, they look the same, but actually they are not. So if you're trying to install this, nothing will happen because it stops here. You have to use the washer that goes further, like here, and stops here. Then now you can install this one and the rest of the nuts. You will see now. Guys, you probably noticed that everything is shift here. There's a huge gap now here, and probably nothing is correctly installed here. But take into consideration that we first centered the outboard here and cylinder here, so we measured that we need to use 10 millimeters spacer here and the washer, of course. So my approach will be just to tighten this knot now and then take care on another side. I think you got the point. So it doesn't matter what is happening here now, because we just tie this knot and then go on the next side, because everything was measured before. I took a day to meditate over the instruction overnight, and I think I'm ready to present you the best sequence how you should do this. I even understood what they mean here: insert the right and left arm, then position the washer. I think they meant insert on another shaft, and then you can measure the distance. Okay, guys, so I'm ready to present the best sequence. I think they also need to change something in the instruction. First, you just put cylinder. Yeah, that's the first step. Okay. Second, you make the rod. Yeah, fine. So you install cylinder, you make and put the rod. Next step will be to put this knot, this one, and you don't need to screw this till the end there, because it's supposed then to go back here and lock the position. So as soon as you see the thread here, you can stop. I did it too much before. So these 3 simple steps first. Then they are talking about plain washer 1.5 T. It is this one. All this black stuff are spacers, and that is the washer, which goes here, and it hit this thread, this surface. It stops there, and from the opposite side the same. So we don't use this space at all. It's like it's hit here, it stops here, and all measurements we are going to do about spacing will be from that washer till the arm. So now we still not centered our outboard and cylinder, but now we have to check that this distance is equal to the distance there, because we have a lot of movements here and we need to check it. I already checked this, so it's the same 129.5 here and there. And now we are going to install these arms and do measurements of spacing and spacer that we need to add. A few notes about these arms: they also have 2 washers, and they're different. One will not go further, so this is the outside washer, and the first one will go there and stops here. So that should be the first one. I will now put my phone on tripod, because I have tried to do this with one hand and nothing happens, nothing going well. So, and I put these arms from both sides, because you need to do movements there, and you want to still keep this straight. So let's see now. I mean, not straight, but the same distance here and there. You don't want to hit it. So guys, you have seen I was jumping there and there. So, but the main idea here, because it's now the time when you need to install it straight, and that's what I've been trying to achieve, looking from the top, from the sides, and few moments here. When you are doing this, you want that this arm will hit this surface, because it will be here, so gently, and you want that this rod, the rod, I put already this washer, that the surface of this rod here match the arm, because that's where the washer goes and the nut will lock it. So, and the same here, you want that this arm touch the surface, it stops there, and this rod goes on the same level with the arm surface. In that case, they are prepared to be locked with the nut. And doing this, you also still need to control that outboard is straight. And so, because they are prepared for this locking in that position, that's now when we can finally measure the right spacing that we need to spacers that we need to add from the washer to the arm. It will be D1 from the installation manual, and here from the washer till the arm will be D2. And now we will measure them. So guys, now it's all about the right spacing. It's covered here, but I will just tell you, explain. So we got 11.5 millimeters for D1, and they tell that you should left 1 millimeters. So we are going to set the spacer for 10. So the same like it happened before yesterday. And for the D2 we got 22, and we need to keep 1 millimeter, so we have to do 21, I guess, and it's possible. Then 533. Yeah, right? Is my math correct? Yeah, I think, because that's what I got here, 21. So we are going to set this 10 first, and then let's see. Still some uncomfortable feelings about, like, when I do some small movement, the gap here becomes big, and the different spacing is coming here. But I think it's just feelings before we tighten knots, because we measured everything, and I don't think that exactly perfectly straight in that case is so important. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah. So now we are going to tie these two and another two nuts after greasing with the moment 70 nm, as it says in the user manual. And guys, we don't even know yet if when we trim the outboard, will it touch anything. So it will be the moment X when we know that. Oh. So you have seen it's not very convenient to do alone, especially if you have a bigger outboard and short hands. But I found a technology. You have seen that I locked the wrench there in the hull, and I will try the same approach here now. Oh, and now when all nuts are tightened with the right moment, the last, almost last point will be to eliminate a gap here or both gaps. That's actually something that is not very clear to me. Probably if representative of the Seafirst watching this video, let them comment about it, because it says like I should adjust this nut until clearance is eliminated. Clearance where? Because if I do some movements, and you can see, yeah, we have the gap here, and you remember we had the 1 millimeters. So probably I should like eliminate the gap, but here first by small movement of the outboard. But then I have more than 1 millimeter here, and should I eliminate all of this? There's not very clear. I know that this, by the way, design is so that the cylinder is moving here, not that part like it was in mechanical steering. So it is static. Well, when you trim, it goes in this direction, but not here. So should I eliminate full gap there and there, or should I keep something? That's not very clear to me. But I will do. I will like remove eliminate any gap and lock this nut with this key. So, and then with testing. Well, guys, I realized that the thread is finished if I move this nut further to here, and I cannot lock it. It will lock to this shaft then. So I think I'm going to add another spacing ring here. I actually don't know if this nut should be rotated on the opposite side. On the drawing they have this lock in the middle, so it's not actually quite clear, but I hope I will just remove this one without removing that and put another spacing ring, and that's it. So yeah, take into consideration these things. So guys, well, yeah, I guess the nut was in the opposite direction. Fortunately, the thread is so good that I was able to put the nut on another direction. So don't make that mistake. Well, okay, the user manual doesn't say that which side you should put the nut. Of course, I should have been checking and thinking about this lock nut position, but if you look in the manual, you can see it is in the middle. Yeah, and I decided that I don't add any additional spacing here, because I was thinking that okay, it might be too tight, and when I have nut now in the right position, I can move just the nut to eliminate any gaps. By the way, if you notice, it is designed that way that when you tight this nut, it doesn't press anything there, because there is the stop, the metal, and it hits that metal. So that's how the system should be designed. So you just tight this nut with the right moment. Yeah, I was needed to remove them all again, everything, basically almost everything again, and do the new installation, let's say. Yeah, so don't make this mistake. And about the gap, again, the manual doesn't say which gap should I keep. You can see I still have a small one. I don't know, that's how I want this to have. I don't think it's affecting anything. They should improve their user manual about spacing that and tolerance that we should or need to keep here, and about the nut location. Also, they offer 2 stoppers, probably because you can choose which one you can access. And I also selected such position of this nut that I can also access this and tie it as well, because here you can see the cable. So that's how I finally did, and we can see this movement. Yeah, I'm doing that way, yeah, and that's how it moves here. As I told, this part is static and cylinder is moving. So this is the lock position, yeah, and then we look on another side. Yep, so that's the lock position. Everything looks fine, and now we will be trimming and we'll check how it goes. Unfortunately, I didn't figure out how to put this wires better way. I don't know yet, and we have 2 extra pipes hoses here soon. Yeah, but let's see how it trims. So guys, we did both final checks, this and this, and what can we say when we trim it? Everything is perfectly in any position, no any interference here. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion that this Seafirst set and cylinder fits absolutely well to this. Where is the name now? 50 EFI 2010 Mercury outboard. That's pretty old, guys. I think I don't think. I know that I'm not going to show the full installation here, because it will be another video. You have another video from me, so like, subscribe, and see more projects I'm going to do in this board. Thank you, bye.